Hi! Genki Call here with the Cat Rescue World event for the week of May 30th, 2022. First, let's get caught up on the lore. Corbin joined us. It seemed like a good idea to have an ally who might be able to quickly remove the power source from the rogue mech. Everything else we tried against it seemed to have no lasting effect. It was the cats all along. The Sparkinator had been heading towards Indrajit's palace, home of the demon Raksha. Now was our chance to defeat and remove its power source, the Adonian reactor. Overload the Sparkinator with the essences of elementals to slow it down. So, as far as scoring goes, it's really easy this week, which is always nice. Basically, if you see the Sparkinator, fight it. Otherwise, it's just rarity order. So very easy. All battles drop variable amounts of points. So, you know, it's not hard. The thing is that this is one of those annoying things where it has phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. The first phase is 15 battles and you only have 3 battles to choose from. And then you have a choice of 5 battles and for 15 battles. So basically, you won't see the Mythics for 30 battles, is what I'm getting out of it. Anyway, that is the scoring for you. Let me pull this down. And these are basically preliminary teams because youngest is having a bad night and I can't spend any more time making teams tonight. So, if I come up with something better, I'll let you know. I have to cough. I will tell you, cough, cough. I will tell you that there are some MVPs here for the higher levels. I have not made any teams for them. However, Rakshanin, Shadow Hunter, and there's one more, Tigraki Warrior. Those 3 are going to be MVPs for sure. So Rakshanin does damage to an enemy boosted by their current life. Shadow Hunter does damage to the strongest enemy boosted by all enemy life. And then the Tigraki Warrior does true damage boosted by their armor. So if you're going to use the Tigraki Warrior, be sure to cast with him before anything else so that their armor is intact so he can do the best damage. I'm thinking really that the Shadow Hunter and Rakshanin are going to be the best way to go. But as far as teams, the first team I have here is a cheese team. Matter of fact, I have 2 cheese teams. For people that don't have Mythics, this is perfectly acceptable. Tau is empowered. So if you have the mana, or not the mana, the trait stones to get him empowered, throw 3 of them on here. Have instant attack and the Mountain Crusher for quick mana. Now, you will summon a dust storm with this, but that will keep the Mountain Crusher filled up so that you can keep looping with it. Or you can pick any other weapon that I would recommend, minus blue, minus yellow, and something that explodes, so that you have mana. Pick whatever you like. It's all good. If you've got it, use it. Just be sure that if you pick something like Essence of Evil that you change the banner. So let's try this out. I have no idea how this is going to work. Oh yes, and I forgot to go over what you can get with your in the shop. If I could speak, it would help. So, in the shop, you have a possibility of getting any of the troops you're about to see, base rarity. You can get Ubastet, Umenath, Indrajit, Sekhma. Anything that you see here is a possibility. Everything that you see here is a possibility. So you could pull a Mythic conceivably. It's not very likely, but it's possible. So I'm going to actually buy one more tier. See if the streamer luck is with me. Boop. And it is not. But, you know, it's always a possibility. So I'm not going to equip that right now. I'm going to be fair and leave it at just the one badge and go from there. So let's fight Ursuvius here while I grab the next team. I have 3 teams here for people that don't have any legendaries. Oh heck, I'm just gonna do that. Alright, Tau, let's start taking things out. You know, is it going to be effective in the long run? Probably not, but you know, it's something that you can use. There's nothing that does damage to all enemies. There's nothing that does scatter damage. There's nothing that does splash damage. Unless you use a weapon, I suppose. But the next team here is Cunning. Now, it does do damage to 2 enemies, and so does the Cat Burglar. We'll be using her later, but Cunning is like Finesse and the other Guild Guardians that are really good with this 3rd trait. Now, the problem with Cunning, he is a common troop, but he costs a lot to trade. So if you can afford to get him traded up, this is a possibility. He will deal damage to 2 enemies, which one that you choose, and a random enemy, and it's boosted by each enemy's life. And if they use purple mana, they'll do double damage, skull damage reduction by 50%, and double skull damage versus purple enemies. And the thing is, you want to get lots of match 4s, so, you know, the Mountain Crusher may not be the best weapon to use here. Anything that will generate lots of mana and give you lots of match 4s is going to be good. Now, the Mountain Crusher does have a possibility of doing match 4s simply because it summons a dust storm, and when you explode things, you tend to get those match 4s. I forgot to mention, give 4 to all skills on all Raksha allies when matching 4+ gems. Only there are 3 of them here, so that's plus 12 to all skills on every match 4. Every time. It's awesome. Love it. Just like Finesse and the other Guild Guardians that I love. Ferocity is another really good one. But anyway, so I'm using Archmages for this bonus purple mana. That's what I've got on here. I'm going to change it though. I'm going to change it because I am leveling Dabalist. So I'm leveling stuff. I've got Archmages up to 100% now as of yesterday. Super stoked about that. So basically, you know, match 4s would be really helpful right now, but since we don't have it, we'll just go ahead and we'll do this a couple times. See if I can get some match 4s to really illustrate how that jumps up. So let's see. I might even get a match 4 just from things exploding here with, doesn't look like it. So 51 damage to an enemy. Plus 13. But 51, let's see if I can get some match 4s. Just so I can illustrate what I'm trying to talk about. Okay, let's blow things up. Maybe I'll get a match 4. Got a match 4. So now it went from 51 to 63. So every single time I get a match 4, it's going up. It's just so cool. Nice. I'll just not hit that hard enough to kill it. Ha, skull damage reduction. I too have skull damage reduction. Alright, Zephyros. We shall do Zephyros next. So the next team I have here, if you have no legendaries, so we're gonna do this. Now, I chose Assassin because it has Light Fingers. And Light Fingers, if you don't know, is this level 10 talent that gets you 5 gold every turn. The gold is going to be important. You can use Corsair, you can use Thief, you can use Assassin. Anything that has the Light Fingers trait, Warden also has it, is going to get you some gold. You're going to have that gold because we're dependent upon it to blow things up. Raksha Freeblood has got to have some gold in order to blow things up. She is a decent mana generator as long as there is gold on board. The Cat Burglar is from the underworld, so you may not have access to it, but she does do damage to 2 enemies. And so does Cunning. And then the Twin Claws, it's in the Soul Forge right now if you have the diamonds for it, but if you have diamonds, I highly recommend going for the Rope Dart. Prioritize the Rope Dart. If you have some left over, Twin Claws is great. You can throw the Mountain Crusher in here instead, or any explodey weapon that doesn't mana block this other stuff. So, or you can forego the Twin Claws entirely and choose something that will do damage to all enemies. Yeah. I was going to make one of those teams, but I've run out of time. I don't want to leave you guys hanging on this stuff, so I'm just going to put out what I've got, and then I can always put out more stuff later. Right, so I'm getting an extra five gold every turn. Yes, I just intentionally gave them that so that I could blow things up. So she's only going to blow up 4 gems, but it's still effective. And she does do some damage, as you noticed. So we'll just do this and be done with it. All right. So next we'll do Zephyros again. We'll go ahead and use this one more time. I still have 4 teams. All right, so it's only going to blow to two gems right now. That's okay. Let's get rid of this one. Yeah, I should have taken the match 4 first, but I didn't. So it would have helped Cunning up here too, but I didn't. I didn't do it. All right, let's do this guy. Yeah, I love the match 4s. Okay. Nice thing about this team, you'll get a little extra gold from having the light fingers going on. Assassin does boost purple, which I've got on my team, so Storm Singer. All right, next team. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. So again, we're going to be using Raksha Freeblood and Assassin class. We do have something that we haven't had for a while. I'm very excited about it. On the medals and badges, it boosts skull and spell damage, so that means we can use a skull spammer and have that extra damage with it. So Sekhma is a double mana converter. Blue gems to skulls, brown gems to yellow. The yellow we can then turn into doom skulls with the doom scythe, which also does scatter damage. So second claw, Anhur and Raksha Freeblood are just here for mana. I showed you Raksha already. Second claw, Anhur destroys a 3x3 block, so those 9 gems, it's going to grab them as if they were matched. It's not great, but it'll work, and it does give additional attack to the first troop, which will help since we're doing a skull spamming team. Alrighty, grabbing the next team in case you're wondering. Alright, match 4. And get some blue here. Blow things up a little bit, I suppose. I'm going to do that. Alright, now I'm going to blow things up. We'll hit you. I have yellow alignment. I'm not going to give that up. We're going to blow things up. Oh, too low level, but I think this team is going to be fun for a while. You know, I don't know how long it will last, but you know, in concept, it should be pretty fun to use. I do love blowing things up with my skulls. Oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. Yeah, definitely want that. And I don't need green. Sure, I'll take red. Thank you. I mean, on these early levels, I could just cast with the Doom Scythe. That's true. I totally could, but I kind of just want to show how the team works. So this is blue to skulls and brown to yellow. Blue to skulls, check that out. Oh, it's lovely. And then we've got all this yellow. There's nice synergy between the Doom Scythe and Sekhma. Very nice synergy. Be better with if we had better skull spam, I mean better mana generators, but, you know, we have what we have. So next up is going to be excellent. We've got the Hellclaw Rager, the new glory troop. If you don't have it, it is in the glory shop for 400 glory, I think. And damage to an enemy if they're an elemental, deal triple damage. So this is going to be really good for fighting Mistralis. And also, two different ways to become enraged and double skull damage versus elementals. So Hellclaw Rager, I stuck him at the front. Indrajit hits 4 random enemies, and then this thing creates a mix of green and red. The green will fill the Hellclaw Rager, and the red will fill all of these things. So, and I chose Sun Spear for this specifically because it's for the boost is for Pride Lands allies, and this makes me from Pride Lands. Sun Spear does. I have it maxed out, but we're gonna go ahead and stick with this for the sake of the illustration. And then I have 2 more teams after that, both with Mythics. So, this is an elemental, I think. Yes, it is. So we'll just go ahead and take that guy out. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Boom, boom. Elemental. They're all elementals. Is everything we're fighting an elemental? Because if it is, then this guy should probably be at the front of every team. Alright. Hee. Now, you might think that this kind of weapon would be really good for Cunning to make a bunch of match 4s. And you could do it with the Raksha weapon, but not with the Pride Lands weapon, because the Raksha is from the Guardians Kingdom, which isn't actually a kingdom, but it's not from Pride Lands. So, kind of want to do that one more time, just because that was fun. One more time. Match 4. Yeah. I do like my match 4s. Okay, yes, blue, please. We're definitely going for the Valraven. Nice. Got a match 4. Elemental. Well, heck, this guy should be on every team. Seriously. He needs to be on every team. If everything we're fighting is elemental, I did not bother looking. So, Indrajit, 4 random enemies. It can hit the same one 4 times. It can. And if something gets summoned in as when you kill the last enemy, then it will hit the new enemy as well. So, alright, Vesuvius. So now we're going to move on to the first team with a Mythic. This one has the Black Mane's Claw. This is the one for Raksha allies. Red and brown. And then Indrajit and Umenath, who does damage to an enemy boosted by all of their skills with a 2-to-1 ratio. That means add together their skills and divide by 2. So half. And then if they die, gain 10 attack and create 12 skulls. Now, she does Hunter's Mark when she does skull damage. I'm going to leave her at the back of the team. This team was created by my teammate VladimirNichita. Like I said, I'm running low on time. So it's getting late and Missy thing is very fussy. So we're going to take out this guy because he's a pain. Pardon, and he has skull damage reduction. Oh, this is just going to be fantastic for this event. I wish I had been paying more attention, but like I said, distracted. Very distracted, so we'll just go ahead and do this. I have to cough. Alright, Vesuvius again. The last team I can't actually show you because I don't have Ubastet. This team is from Bree. My brother, you may know him as Erleanden on the streams. But it's Essence of Evil, 2 Indrajits, and an Ubastet. So, of course, Essence of Evil is a great mana generator. It's just fantastic in general. And then Ubastet does damage to the 2 weakest enemies boosted by all ally and enemy attack, and if one of them dies, he kills the other one. So I wish I could show him to you, but I don't have him. So that is the last team. I hope that this has been helpful. Don't forget those troops that I mentioned, the MVPs for later on, like Rakshanin and Shadowhunter, because they're going to be really, really helpful later on. I will probably come up with some more teams later. Just keep an eye out for an update for the higher levels. In case these don't work out, they may work fine. I don't know. But if I come up with better teams, I will let you know. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you folks soon. Bye-bye.